that you have to test and measure, make sure you've got the right ingredients for the right remedy, so to speak. That's how it is in pharmacology. But today on Positive Profiles, we chat with Mr. Lloyd Burrowes. Yes, he's a pharmacist, but he's been pouring into people's lives from as young as, say, 14 years of age, all because of the pass it on method. Mr. Burrowes, glad that you could join us on Positive Profiles.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now tell me a little bit about your role here as a vested gentleman from St. George.
Well, my role is multifaceted, if I may use that word.
Yes.
Because I span a lot of areas, but my role is, I believe, mentoring young people, teaching. I've been teaching Sunday school from the time I was like 16. Preaching from around that same age too, so I've been able to touch many lives, adult Sunday school. So I've been able to touch many lives from church, right? Youth groups, youth camps, not only being a member, but being a counselor of youth camps, organizing sports events. So there are a lot of different areas that I've worked in over the years.
A lot of the times when we hear about philanthropic work, we think about people writing a big check and handing over. But in life, we've learned that it's a lot more than just the money. It's about what you do to help mold and shape other people's lives. What would you say is your greatest joy in being able to help shape those within your community and beyond?
Well, my greatest joy is seeing some people accept the wisdom and the guidance that I would have given them over the years, and then when they can come back and seek your wisdom or guidance, when you can counsel them. So my greatest joy is right here. The lives that have impacted, to see that they have become positive young people, positive role models in the society.
Some would say that's a little challenging when you're dealing with teens, especially. How has the response from children within the church and the community impacted on your ability to mentor them and guide them in whatever area?
Yeah. Well, one person comes to my mind is Reverend Steve Moore. I remember we used to play together. We used to, spend a lot of time together, and I was able to encourage him to come to church, to give his life to God. And he did, and he became a reverend just from, being able to rub off on me and able to rub off on him some of the wisdom and guidance of choosing a path that will lead to something that's positive. Because I know he would have been, his name was Beast in those days.
Beast.
Yes. So I know that his life is one I always remember, because if it hadn't been for God and in his life, I know his life might have been headed in the wrong direction. So along with that, the positiveness of the wisdom from the Word of God, from the Proverbs. So when you can touch lives with the wisdom that the Word of God gives and see it impact people positively, to me that gives me greatest joy. The many children who, like even little Rick, I would have had a hand in touching him at Sunday school. So you get some people whose lives, I believe, is better because you taught them and instill a little wisdom into their lives during the years.
And you see the essence of that being poured out in their personalities. They're all individual, but you see that there is that foundation that is laid.
Yes, for sure.
What are some of the things that you see important, especially today, in pouring into other young people's lives so that they can not only stay on the beaten path, but for those that are falling off, how do you think you can help them get back?
Well, I think the most important thing is wise choices and being grounded, like encouraging them to see that church still have a part to play in your life, and not because there's so much wisdom from the Word of God, and even if you look at it, once you understand that your body's a temple, then when it comes to drugs and alcohol, these things, then you will understand that if I love my body and I care for my temple, I will not add the illegal drugs or drugs that will harm the body. And then financially, the Bible talks about how to leave a legacy for your children and their children. So it teaches you how to save. Go to the ant, those slugging, consider him great and be wise. So I get so much financial wisdom from the Word of God. And sometimes when I counsel young people, I try to use this knowledge to say, listen, when you go to work, save some, invest some, and give away some. And don't forget that part, because we don't think about that.
Yes.
But from the Bible again, you can see the value of not only having finance, or having a salary, but the wisdom of saving, investing, and sharing some to those who are more less fortunate than you are. So it comes from a lot of different angles. And to me, I use the Bible as my foundational block for my own life, and then to spread the word to those who come around me or whose life I can touch.
I think that it speaks to humanity. It speaks to being able to share that level of humanity with others so that they can also have that little ticking in the back of their head when other things come across their mind that will possibly take them off the path.
Right, true. When it comes to humanity, I think, there's a streak of selfishness that comes across as this is the way to go. But I believe, applying the wisdom from Jesus, that you have to always put others first, value others. It's not only about me, but it's what you can do to build up others and teach them to tie off at the end of the rope when they become hopeless, so they won't drop off.
And hold on.
And hold on. So the wisdom from the Word of God again. So if we all hold on to it, this society will be better. But you will be so selfish, you'll be more giving, caring, you'll respect people's property, respect people generally.
Now, I understand that your pastoral care spans from right here in the heart of Green St. George all the way to the north. St. Peter, am I correct?
St. Peter, minor part of St. Peter.
Wow.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that, because I know that, yes, you've been pastor and assistant pastor at one or the other, but what are some of the programs that you've created at both churches to assist our young people?
Well, starting at Greens, that's where I grew up, Green Church of God, right in the heart of St. George. And over the years, we've worked with youth fellowships, many fellowships. Myself and my wife, we organize what we call Beijing Day every Independence Day, looking at testing for blood pressure, sugar, and cholesterol, organizing cricket and football for a whole day, on Independence Day, athletics, and in our church, the Church of God at Greens, they called me to branch out to help organize National Sunday School Sports between all 18 churches. So I ran that for a number of years, nationally. So the foundation that I got at that church and at my former school, St. George Secondary School, the influence of teachers, all helped to shape who I am today.
Now, earlier on, you said to me that you got saved at your said alma mater, St. George Secondary, when you were a tender 14 years of age. And many, many, many years have gone since then.
That is true.
And you continue to take that change in your life and minister and mentor to others.
Yes.
Why do you think it is so important that you continue this journey after so many years?
Well, I think when God chooses you and you accept the call to become a Christian, first of all, you have to see that it's a call not for you to just think about going to glory. It's a call to work and to influence others. He tells the disciples to follow me and I will make you fishers of men. And Jesus' teaching encourages us to be givers and to serve and to mentor. So I have always had that joy from a child to impact other people's life positively. So it wasn't too hard for me to see that my life has to be a life of service. So if somebody come to get a passport signed, or for me to even, my other profession is a pharmacist, so to get out my bag or go and meet them my Christmas bank holiday or a Sunday they have an emergency. So it's part of me to give and to want to help people, not only with pharmacy, but with in my Christian life that can impact, give them the wisdom that they need, advice that they may come for.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Lloyd Burrowes, and I'm certain that you are not only an inspiration, but you continue to enrich others so that they can be an inspiration as well.
Yes, thank you for your encouragement.
I hope that message and that shot of inspiration shot straight through to your heart. You've been watching Positive Profiles with Lloyd Burrowes, a son of the soil who continues to enrich those which are planted right here and beyond. I'm Kimberly Skeet.